Well, yeah, kind of recapping the game after watching it. A lot of good. What a great football game. Starting with our running back, he's a big time player. Made some big time runs. Carried the load for us, especially in the second half with getting his carries up. And I think he'd be the first one to say it. He didn't do it alone. Up front, I thought the offensive line, tight ends included, did a great job really owning the line of scrimmage, creating some space for Jamar, and they did some big time things. Montavon stepping in for Noose was huge. I didn't think we missed a beat at right guard. That showed up on the tape. I do think our quarterback played his best game. Tristan was, really good in the second half. And when we needed him, stood in there, made some big time throws when he's getting hit, and did a great job taking care of the ball. I mean, offensively, removed the ball, had good production, no turnovers. That was a difference in the game. I think defensively, similar story here. We're kind of getting things sorted out in the first half. It didn't light up the scoreboard, whatnot. Defensively in the first half, made some adjustments, and they came to play. Got us some huge turnovers that changed the game. And then nothing bigger than when we needed a 3 and out. They got the ball just over 2 minutes left. And for us to get the ball back with timeouts is critically important. I mean, I think about even the second down play of that drive. Quarterback pulls the ball. There is a bunch of space for him. Avery Roberts doing his job, able to make the tackle. We can use the timeout again to get it stopped. Just critically important. So a lot of good stuff there against a good team. Again, they made some plays, and that's what college football is all about. A rivalry week, both teams back and forth, momentum changes, drama, and to come out on top, I was just happy for our guys. I mean, we've been talking about it, their approach, their preparation, their belief, and now the last 2 weeks for it to show up on the scoreboard means a ton to them, and proud of them for that. I know I'm going to get asked on Tristan update-wise injury. It is significantly more serious than we initially thought after the game. We're going to gather some more information really today and tomorrow, and hopeful we can get them up to close to full speed by the end of the week, and we'll see where that goes. Because we do got a great opportunity here this weekend. And if Tristan goes, he goes. If he doesn't, we feel great about Chance and everything that he's brought to the table. And shoot, he's scored a touchdown in his career, so we feel like he's experienced now. And we'll go from there. But this is a good football team we got coming on Saturday, making the trip over to Salt Lake. Respect for this program. Always make it physical, play great defense. And they've been doing that, feels like for decades now with Kyle over there. And they've won a bunch of games, so we know it'll be a real challenge. Questions?
Could you elaborate on Tristan's injury, and is he undergoing further testing, or is it just more of a treatment thing that will determine whether or not he can play?
Yeah, it's going to be somewhat both today. More testing here, getting more results, and then we'll see how he responds through the week.
And it's a left hamstring, is that accurate?
Hamstring's correct, yep.
Did you see the play in question? Did it look maybe a little more malicious than just a pile fight?
I mean, it was definitely a pile. And again, I just want to say the moment of that play, I mean, the game's in the balance, and both sides are going to do whatever they can to, either get a yard or not. And yeah, it was unfortunate that he wasn't able to finish the game.
You guys as a staff have talked about, Chance being good tools wise, but just needing maybe a little bit more time to really grasp the offense as fully as Tristan has. I mean, if Tristan can't go, how fast does that run up need to be? If you had to put a percentage on it, what percentage would you say Chance is as far as readiness to step in immediately?
I think he's ready. I actually think even the last couple of weeks he's improved. This week leading into this game, he actually got more reps. Brian gave him some more reps with the ones, and so we feel confident with him. He does got a great skill set. He loves this game. He works hard at it. He's had now. He had a full training camp. He's had 4 games of practice time, and so we feel really confident in what he's able to do.
How would the offense change with him?
Not much. Not much at all, to be honest with you.
You might not have had time to kind of think about this, but this game, in my opinion, felt very as big as the 98 win. did as far as where the teams were and maybe the trajectory you guys are taking? Does it have any meaning to you that way, or have you even thought about the long-term impacts of this game?
This is a big win. I'm not going to kind of say it's not. I mean, this is a rivalry that has been one-sided. That's a good football team down there, and we're beating a good football team. That all of that is big. Time will tell how big it is. If it is a continued trajectory, we're definitely going to continue to work to do that. I just know how competitive it is in this league. You got to play well to win a game, and so just because we beat one team the previous week doesn't guarantee us anything moving forward.
Coach, the 5 guys who missed last week because of virus concerns, are they out again against Utah, or will they?
I believe so. I got to get the exact dates on. Yeah, we are not counting on them this weekend.
And Jonathan, did anyone else come out of the game with an injury?
We've got bumps and bruises, but nothing of concern right now for Saturday.
David Morris isn't listed on the depth chart. That's no longer a COVID thing, right? Is it just physical injuries?
How do I say this? It's some of both, to be honest with you. But it's not football injuries. He's still been under the weather.
Is he connected contact tracing wise to those 5 players who missed Saturday's game, or is this still kind of an after effect of when he initially
Correct. He is not whatever the protocols, however you say the things. He's not in that first 5. He was the other one.
How is Addison Gums looking?
He's not doing much. He's still battling through this thing. I know he's working at it, but he just has not responded to getting himself fully healthy to be able to play.
So that goes back to obviously fall camp. Are you guys ready to rule out Addison for the year, or do you think it's kind of a situation where he could improve?
Yeah, I mean, he could improve. It's not promising. The progress that it's just been really slow, which is unfortunate. I know that it pains the guy. He loves football. He works really hard at it, but the progress he's been able to make has just not been enough to get close to practicing, let alone playing in the game.
In light of the importance and the nature of the win over the Ducks, how do you guard against the natural letdown, or not letting that define your season and showing up this week?
I think we got a mature group. They understand things. We definitely spoke to them yesterday about that. And again, we went back to our normal approach of like watching the tape, win or lose. There's things to get cleaned up. There's things that were really good that we point out, and then we flush that and we move forward. And so we've talked about it. I think we got great leadership on this team too. Group text messages going, talking about the exact thing. And again, I would be shocked if we didn't come and have a great day of work tomorrow.
Do you think Friday was the best game that your offensive line has played this season?
Yeah, probably this season in the run game. Yep. I still think we can be better in pass pro. Tristan did a great job getting the ball out of his hands, not holding it too long, because he, like I said, he's getting hit after he's releasing the ball a few times. I know we want to be better there.
What did you see Tristan? I mean, you said it was his best game of the season. What did you see him doing just overall better? Was it just taking those hits and getting throws out?
Yep, and he was accurate with it, and we had a couple guys open, and he made those throws. Physical, his decision making, I thought he was really on point there. Only missed a couple opportunities. Scrambled on a huge play using his feet to convert, and got us going in the run game again. I mean, multiple times he's getting us from one play to another, and that contributes to the running game.
Do you think that the receivers did an overall better job of getting open? I know Colby and
Colby was huge, and Bradford, especially on that last drive, both those guys made big plays. I mean, Beeson shows up for a huge touchdown, first one of his career. So yes, those guys played well.
Coach, the first time you went for 2 was sort of a curious timing wise. Why did you decide to do that? And what's your general philosophy on going for it as opposed to not going for it?
Yeah, because we were in the second half, we're down 5, opportunity to get it to a 3-score game where obviously a field goal then can tie it. I think there's value there versus just kicking an extra point. You're still down 4. You need a touchdown. So even if you don't get the 2-point conversion, you still need a touchdown to overtake the lead. So that was the logic, trying to get it to a 3-point game.
How different are Chance and Tristan as quarterbacks, from fundamentals to the things they do, or are they pretty similar guys?
Well, they got similar fundamentals because that's what we teach in regards to how they're handling the ball, their footwork, the timing on passing routes. We recruited Chance. I kind of describe him as a point guard out there because he can distribute, he can move his feet. But similar to Tristan, I think he's accurate and a good decision maker. And so, like I said, we're confident about his ability to help us score points.
Coach, I asked you at the end of camp what you thought the team's identity was, and you said it was probably a little too early to kind of know that. I wonder, 4 games in, do you have a better idea? How would you describe this team's identity?
Yeah, we're a team, and for us to win games, we're going to need all 3 phases. Like, I don't see us on one side of the ball being dramatically better than the other, where we can just outscore people or stone them. And we got to have contributions on special teams to either change field position, create a turnover. So that's our identity. We're going to win games by playing well in all 3 phases.
One more, I guess, just looking big picture kind of at where you're at with this rebuild and what you're accomplishing. How would you assess where you're at in that? Are you further along than you maybe expected? Does this win change that? Are you right on schedule?
Right. I think we're progressing. And look, we got here 3 years ago, knew there was some real work to do, and we just dove into doing it. And I think we've continued to improve, take this culture over the 3 years to being at a place where guys like being here. They love competing. The main game means something to them. And so, yeah, from year 1 to now year 3, this was a huge step of winning this game, and just know that we want to continue to progress and not just sit back right now. We want to continue to get better and better.
Coach, does 2 games give you a good enough read with Utah?
You'd love to have more games, but to be honest with you, because it's Utah and what they're going to do on defense, they've been doing it for 10 years. And so 2 games, it's similar staff, which is a big time staff on offense and defense. It's enough.
What type of reaction did you get, a response did you get after the win on Friday? I imagine you were flooded with stuff. What's some of the more notable responses you got?
Oh, it was fun. A bunch of text messages, former players especially. I get a bunch of those. Recruits' parents, parents of the guys on the team. It's fun. National television come up with a huge win like that. So we got a bunch of support.